I really question karma now. I really do. I have for quite a few years. I think it's part of the trap. And when I've read these enormous numbers and watched enormous numbers of so-called near-death experience accounts, one of the when you leave the body and you follow this light up the tunnel or whatever, and you end up in this astral dimension, you are given what they call a life review. This is such a common theme of near-death experiences, one after the other. And the life review is basically what people say is they don't judge you. They don't judge you in heaven as they perceive it. No, well, maybe they don't, but they get you to judge your bloody self. That's the whole point. And they're pointing out in these life reviews how you could have done this better, and this person was very upset by this, and you basically got to go back and live a different life, or if you actually literally die, then your consciousness goes on this wheel of samsara, as the Buddhists talk about, and you've got to come back to learn lessons and pay back your karma for what you did in the first place. What's kind of extraordinary to me when I look at these, not just these near-death experiences, but other ways that people access these other realms, and particularly people I've come across, and again the common themes are there, who have a memory of the pre-incarnation period. And what they describe, and again, these are common themes, are how detailed it is. How detailed is the life plan for another human life, and how the challenges are encoded in there, and how interactions and your personality is prepared. So, if you're going to be an unpleasant person, and that will be encoded in. If you're going to be a nice person, that will be encoded in. And so the detail is such that you ask the question, so where's the bloody karma then? If you're being encoded, and I say it's encoded through the body, if you're going to be encoded, so you're a certain type of personality, and you're going to interact with the world and others in a certain way, how can you then get back into your other realm? And they go, oh, well, you didn't do this very well. Oh, hold on a minute. You encoded that reaction into me. So putting it all together and looking at all these different sources you pick up over the years, I don't think karma's real. I think it's a trap. I think it's a con. Of course, when you take an action, there is a consequence for that. Cause and effect. You do something, there's a consequence, good or bad. Okay. But when you leave the body and you leave this dense physical, illusory physical body, which has so many challenges and so many encoded limitations, when you leave the body, you look at how you reacted to this or that or the other, and you think, well, I wouldn't do that again, or I understand why I did that because of the nature of the situation I was in. But basically, you revise your behavior, and you look at your behavior on the basis of being outside the body and thus free of all the challenges and limitations. So you've learned, if you want to talk about lessons, you've learned your bloody lessons because you've looked at yourself and thought, well, I could have done that a bit differently. I wish I hadn't have done that, whatever. The lessons learned. You don't have to come back into this world to then experience basically what you've made others experience. I mean, what's all that about? The wheel of samsara is based on, the whole reason for it is to keep you in the simulation trap so you don't go beyond it and get out of here, which we can. It's to keep you in a perceptual state within this simulation. Either, I've gone to heaven and these spirit guides and elders and God is telling me what I have to do to learn my lessons and I have to come back and all that stuff. It makes no bloody sense. None of it makes any sense. But without the karma, without you've got to learn your lessons and you can't evolve unless you pay back your karma, then without the karma element, it don't work. I mean, the manipulation is nothing like as powerful. And so the idea is that you go out of the body, you got to pay back your karma, so you come in another life, and then you then accrue more karma. So then you go back out, and it's like, they've still got to pay back, and it never frickin' ends. This is the whole point. Massive numbers of near-death experience accounts. When they leave the body, it's like, I've never experienced anything like it before. This is amazing. This is heaven. This is fantastic, right? And you go, well, but you believe in reincarnation, right? Now, oh yeah, I do believe in reincarnation. So, what do you mean you've never experienced it before? Because what happens is you come in, your mind is wiped, you experience basically with a blank sheet of paper your human life, and then you leave. But when you leave, the mind wipe is still in place
from the previous.
So you still are experiencing something you think for the first time. I've never experienced anything like this. But actually, you've done it loads and loads of times, but you can't remember. And then by the time you get back into this astral realm on the wheel of samsara, and you start to remember more, what you're told is this is God, basically a system created by God for you to evolve as a soul. So you've got to go back and experience it again. And it's something that makes no sense at all, except as a trap, which is what it is. Now, the point being that if we can get to a level of frequency through our self-identity, like realizing the game and realizing that we're not expressions of this simulation, we're actually expressions of infinite awareness beyond the simulation. That state of being, is why they don't want us to know this, generates your frequency, your perceptual frequency, your soul frequency, if you like, to the point where that when you leave the body, you're out of here. You're out of here. You don't go on this wheel of samsara, because you're not of this world anymore in your perception of who you are, and it's that suppression of seeing and understanding the real I, the real nature of who we are, which is a state of infinite awareness. It's keeping that from us that keeps us on the wheel of samsara, going in and out, in and out, in and out of this madhouse.
The roadmap, escaping the maze of madness, which is what it is, we should know what they're doing, we should expose what they're doing. But if we don't see the big picture in which that is happening, we'll never find an answer to it. The more we understand the size of the conspiracy, the more we find the answers to the conspiracy. So that's the roadmap.